Dude, I am so happy the new MacBooks came out just like they were supposed to. Look at this thing. This is the new 16-inch right here. I mean, is this not crazy? And you were the only one that called it. You're the only one that said it was going to come. John, you still there?
I hate you. I hate you so much.
I just had to do that for the internet. I had to, because I'm the only person that's going to be face to face to you to just like voice the absolute like dismay and fear.
You are the internet embodied into one person. You're the voice of the voiceless right now.
John, I was so upset.
You're upset. Oh, dude. Oh my God.
How are you doing? How you didn't reply to my messages for like 12 hours. I was like, do I need to call somebody yesterday?
Welfare check.
I just laughed. I was laughing my ass off when you tweeted, I can confirm no MacBooks were announced. That was gold, dude. That was so
Was
good.
it gold though? Was it actually gold? Dude.
I did enjoy that tweet a lot.
My WWDC track record. I know you don't keep individual event track records on Apple Track, but if you did, in case you didn't know, I can give it to you. I've been running the numbers, crunching them myself. So far, this is my second WWDC as like a leaker, I guess you could call. And from what I can tell, after all the math, like move the one, carry the two, 0%. Is my current 0%. Track record for WWDC. Just in case you were having trouble keeping track.
Yeah, I mean, according to my calculation, that's pretty bad.
Yeah,
so
yeah, it's currently 0.
Keep that in mind.
This is the second WWDC in a row. I mean, last year, what was it? What was the fucking gaff last? iPhone OS.
iPhone OS, dude.
And this year it was fucking MacBook, dude. Right before we went live. I guess we're not live. We're just recording this. Call to Mac put out an article.
Oh no.
Yeah, the headline was like, people are upset they sold their MacBook before WWDC, and it's a whole article just about how people sold their MacBook Pros or just their MacBook in general in preparation for WW because somebody on this podcast said that a MacBook was coming, and so people literally, based on that alone, sold their MacBook and just absolutely lit my ass on fire on Twitter yesterday. And this article is literally just about that. Like, imagine if, because everyone works, right? Most people go to work. Imagine if your mistake at work happened in front of hundreds of thousands of people and made the news. There's a news article just based off of your mistake and everyone's response to your mistake. Like that's what my life is.
Hurts.
You go to work and you make a mistake and it's just your boss usually like chews your asshole out, but it's just you in a private room.
Yeah.
You go home and tell your wife, hey man, hey man, wife.
Hey man.
It was a rough day at work, but no, everyone was, there was an arena of 100,000 people or more watching you at work, watching you make the mistake. And then when you went home, they wrote a news article about it.
Damn.
Yeah, that's where we're at. And usually I can tell you where a mistake happened or like if there was a miscommunication. I got nothing for what occurred yesterday. I was very sure about a MacBook Pro going into it, and I was just as sure when it ended. I was like, nah, the live stream will start again, and then they'll just announce it. Tim Cook will announce. When they come back to Tim, and it was like there was like 15 minutes of the event left, I was like, oh, we're golden. But then he went home.
Yep.
Then
I was also, dude, it set back up. I was like, this is it. This is the MacBook we're waiting for. I'm so ready to just buy instantly. I had thought it was going to be a preview. I thought it was just going to be like the Mac Pro a couple years ago.
Same, because I was told I was told things were going to start happening towards the end of July. So I figured we were going to have an announcement and then shipments at the end of July. But that is not what happened at all, actually. And see, here's the thing. I have been wrong before. That has occurred. Not every leaker or person that publishes leaks is 100% accurate. That's why you have Apple Track. But this one bummed me out extra because, I think only you knew this behind the scenes, Sam. FrontPageTech.com was launching today with an exclusive. And I guess I could still roll the exclusive, but in my head, it just matters less. It has much less of an impact if I publish an exclusive a day after my last exclusive was incorrect. Like if this happened right after when was the last event? April?
Yeah.
where I was the one who said the April event was happening and said colored iMacs were coming. That was a good event for me.
Yeah.
If I would have
Yeah,
launched the day
it
after
was.
that, golden. But
Yep.
no. But people easily forget all that stuff the second stuff like this happens. Like I tweeted Google because they were like, made by Google put out a tweet saying, "Oh, this is a great pairing or the perfect pairing," and it was like Pixel Buds and the Pixel 5 or whatever. And so I tweeted them and said, "Shout out to another perfect pairing," and showed the Pixel Watch and the Pixel 6. And of course, everyone thought that was funny, but then there was a few people being like, "Hey, so since your Apple leaks aren't going well, you just doing this now?" Like people, I have been doing both, and it's just
brutal.
like, oh, your Apple leaks those are terrible now. After one thing is incorrect, the internet does not forget. They do not. Yeah, they don't let you live it down. Oh, actually, the problem is they do forget. They forgot like the week before and the week before that. And my entire career as MacBook Pros were coming at WWDC, and there were so many sources on this, and I don't want to incriminate anyone. There was sources behind the scenes, but also people that don't work at Apple that were told, and talked to them after, and they were. I mean, it doesn't even fucking matter now, but they were briefed, just as I had mentioned. But it was like, I don't want to say there was some sort of conspiracy because the thing was talked about.
Sure.
But it was just like a heads up. We're gonna need you to meet with us at this time in like 2 weeks. That's what it was. So I don't know if it was like a purposeful like, make people think that a MacBook Pro or they were going to be briefed about a MacBook Pro or what. But it was basically like, how they announced the Apple Music announcement before the actual announcement? It was like a pre-announcement. This was like a pre-brief to a thing that hasn't even happened yet and they haven't talked about yet. So I don't know what happened.
So there's another briefing happening in a couple weeks?
Yeah. I don't know if there's an event or anything. It might just be a private thing.
Yeah.
But, I'm sure we'll find out then. The people that are going to be briefed are kind of kept in the dark right now. They don't have a big hint as to what's happening. Yeah.
I mean, even if they do just do a private briefing in a couple of weeks, it is still odd that they didn't. Why would they not mention it on the main stage at a developer conference? Like, just to announce it. Because
that's the confusing part.
Finalized. Right? It's not like they're still actively engineering this thing and it's like, oh, we got a rough schematic to show the press or something. It's like, no, it's going to be coming out in a couple of months. It would have made so much sense, especially in an event that honestly was like relatively underwhelming.
Yeah, I guess we haven't talked about the actual event yet, but I'm confused as to, because if it's coming as soon as, we're assuming, or it looks like, it's weird that they didn't, when they had the stage time to do it then. I mean, do you see an event happening next month? Or do you really think they're going to announce an M1X MacBook Pro redesign through a press release?
I mean, the press release would be weird, but I'm pretty sure Gurman did say a couple months ago that there was going to be some event during the summer that was like, he said the MacBooks were coming this summer. And then he also said that remember he said the VR headset was going to be announced like this summer at an in-person event. He did that whole write-up about how Apple doesn't like the digital events because they want people to go hands-on. I mean, maybe that makes sense because there was no one there. Like we had fucking Memojis in the crowd. The Memoji's going to make a video about the MacBook Pro? No. They were just...
You don't think that they're going to stuff an in-person event in like the next few weeks?
I mean, I definitely wouldn't be like super shocked because if you noticed... I mean, listen, I'm getting conspiratorial, but we were talking about this. You made me start thinking this way when you talked about like they pre-announced Apple Music and then they launched Apple Music Spatial Audio and Lossless Audio yesterday, but it was like a super big footnote. Like, did you notice how they barely, like at first they're like, this is the biggest thing to happen in music since Apple Music. And then it just kind of came out 8 hours at night and nothing happened.
It was all for
and
the
it was
trial
like
that was happening that week. I mean, Phil Schiller, Craig Federighi, and Tim Cook were all testifying that week. It was just a distraction. It's like how I was, not to be Alex Jones here, but last week, the Fauci emails came out. Dr. Fauci's emails.
I haven't read these.
Okay, so the Fauci emails leaked. Just not to get too far into it, but he basically in the emails, he mentions that he believes it was possibly engineered and that masks don't help that much because the virus travels through the fibers of the mask. So basically the opposite of what the public was told. That's beside the point. When the day that the emails leaked, it wasn't trending on Twitter or anything because you know what was? UFOs and aliens. It was like there was this big distraction that went out. The day that the Fauci emails came out, they were like, oh, we're going to release information about aliens. Look over here, UFOs. Look, we're going to release this information in a little bit. That's what Tim Cook was doing. It was basically like he had to testify, that this is a big anti-competitive trial going on. And while the big names are testifying, probably answering questions they don't want regular customers to hear the answers to, suddenly they have this very big, important Apple Music announcement when they're not even rolling a feature out. That was basically their UFOs and aliens. They're just like, hey, look over here. Aliens have AirPods. We need to tell you right now.
That's an interesting parallel. I didn't think about it that way. I mean, it's certainly possible that that's the reason that they announced Apple Music early and then it just kind of like came out nonchalantly yesterday. There's also a part of me that thinks that that's kind of sort of what WWDC was as well, right? Because it felt a bit different. Like, I mean, me and you have been watching Apple events for a long time, and like I definitely noticed that it felt a little bit of a different pace.
Well, you said in your video that it felt like
very differently.
You said in your video that you put out like right after that it felt like they went back to their roots, like their developer only roots.
Yeah, which I think they did do. I also noticed the way they structured it was very different. Like they were announcing health features in iOS 15 in a health section of the keynote, which they've never done. It's always just been, this is iOS 15, watchOS. tvOS has been removed from the website. Did you see that? It's not even up. There's not a software page for tvOS, even though tvOS got like a handful of, it was actually a bigger tvOS update this year from my understanding, yet they removed it. And it seems like a lot of what they did announce, I know you caught this, was very inclusive and open. Like FaceTime on Android and Windows? Are you kidding me?
Dude, which makes me laugh. The fucking... What? Can you share your screen? Like, you probably wouldn't be able to find it, but the fucking... I'll put it up in post. That'll help. Okay. The picture, if you're watching the video podcast, by the way, if you're listening audio only, there's a video version on YouTube, link in the show notes or whatever.
Link in the show description.
The fucking, when they mentioned FaceTime for Android, the picture of what they showed as an Android device is hilarious. You should look at it. Like there's a lot of Android phones that look like the future. Like they look crazy, bezel-less.
Oh, was it like the Pixel with the bezels?
Dude, it was not just that, but it was there were two massive bezels, one on the top and the bottom, and a notch. Like they made the phone look ridiculous. It looked straight out of 2008. And that's the one
they had to have fun with that.
Yeah, they put it next to an iPhone. So they were like, oh yeah, you could use it on your iPhone or you could use it on Android on this piece of shit phone. And the picture that they showed was awful. It looked like that $25 phone you buy from CVS.
Like, you might be able to connect to the internet with this. Like, we're going to try to get you this on Android.
It was just funny that's what, in their eyes, that's what an Android phone looks like everybody else.
Yeah. Well, the event was just, it did feel like they focused on developers. Like I stand by what I said yesterday. I've also thought about it more and I'm just kind of like, oh man, it was pretty small. I definitely feel like it was overhyped this year, I think. A lot of the features are nice, but I could kind of tell as soon as we started getting to some of the iOS 15 stuff, how they just categorized it into like 4 big upgrades. It was like staying connected, focusing. I was like, this sounds like it's about to be a small update. And I got it. I got it here on my daily driver. I love the new notifications. Yeah, I love the new wallpaper. I love the new notifications. I mean, the battery obviously hasn't been like phenomenal on it because it's beta 1, but stability-wise, I think I've had like 1 crash maybe in 24 hours.
Well, that's why I haven't installed it because especially when it first rolls out, I'm not going to put that on my main device. I guess I could put it on my other iPhones, but
yeah.
Too lazy.
It's good. I mean, I like iOS 15. I really enjoy it. Wait, but you didn't even want to go hands-on with it? That's like I mean, I'm always dying to get the new software.
Well, yeah, but that's your job. You're like,
you're just chilling.
You're doing your job. You're making the videos for people like me, so I don't have to download it. I
Gotcha.
can just watch your video and boom, that's it.
Yeah, dude, I made 3 videos yesterday.
You did, which was wild. I don't know how you pull that shit off.
For today.
Oh yeah, you were recording right before we recorded this podcast.
It's gonna be iOS 15 hidden features and changes,
which always does well for you.
Yeah, they always do really well, and they're fun. They're a little tedious to film. I'm not gonna lie. Like just standing with my hand like this in front of the camera, I'm just like hunched over my microphone. Like it's just very uncomfortable. You feel very robotic. But I got that coming up today.
Dude, speaking of your day yesterday, you got fucking verified.
Yeah, dude.
Apple Track got verified. Congratulations. And the crowd goes wild. Everyone's on their feet for Sam. All those memojis in the crowd are cheering right now.
They're going nutty right now. Yeah, I was playing games with my friends and I just was like, we were loading up another game of League of Legends and I went to the mail app and it just said, guess who's verified? And I was like, this looks like a spam email. So I almost deleted it. And then it said it was from Twitter and I'm like, oh, I can at least look at it. And then it was like, yep, Apple Track's verified. And I was like, I swiped out so fast, just sprint over to the Twitter app, click on my profile, and I'm like, there's a check mark. There's the check mark, dude. I'm like John Prosser now. I'm like my dad.
God. No, dude,
yeah, it was
that's
insane.
awesome. I mean, I told you, like,
so good.
Because
you called it.
I was like, yeah, Apple Track will definitely get verified like right away without a problem. And then you can probably use Apple Track to then verify yourself.
Well, yeah, I think I'm gonna like apply as a journalist on Apple Track, and
It looks so
hoping
good though, dude. The Apple Track tweets look so official now.
I know, dude. I feel so much more responsible. Like I was writing a couple articles today, and I was just like, oh man, am I like this is gonna go to a verified account now? This isn't just a little kid in his mom's house blog, and like it started. Like this is a real thing. So yeah, it felt good, man. Felt
Congrats,
good.
Dude.
Hoping to
it's
get verified.
You
feels great. Feels
this
weird.
This little thing that it didn't exist before, and you just made it, and now it's verified on Twitter. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, you sent me a nice little message about it last night, and I have a theory that like everyone who applied as an influencer, they just mass said not to, like without even looking. Because I had like 7 articles that I sent them that referenced Sam Kohl or I update, and I like they were from credible places, and they were like, no, you're not going to get verified. And I'm like, that's a bit weird. Like I sent in 7 references.
That's because
3.
Every fucking person with a webcam is like, applying to be verified because they have 1,000 followers on YouTube, and so it's probably just like that ruins the fun for everybody. And Twitter's just like, nah. If you're basically just a YouTuber, get out.
Dude, it made me think about it though. I was like, am I good enough to be verified? Like Apple Track should be verified, but dude, should I be verified? Like, are my takes spicy enough?
Why do you look at it that way? Like, oh, if my website's verified, should I be?
Just because I'm like, I still see myself as just like a dude who like sees something and tweets it. I mean, I guess that's how you use Twitter as well. Yeah. But I'm so used to associating the badge because like I've been on Twitter since 2013 with like celebrities. The LeBron Jameses, not
LeBron.
Like LeBron Jameses and Tim Cooks. I'm not used to. I'm not used to seeing it on any of my stuff. So yeah, Apple Track.
And now
verified.
You got your little you got a verified tab now.
Yeah. It's very cool. Just shows you a little dot by the notifications instead of a number.
Yeah,
we're just so popular, dude.
I think I was sending you texts because all last week, dude, I don't even have notifications turned on for Twitter, and I was sending you screenshots because my phone would go off and it would be a notification from Twitter. You know, those like notifications that are suggesting you shit, so you open the app.
Yeah,
it was like Apple Track tweeted this, and I'm like, dude, I have never gotten these notifications ever, and you're just fucking with me. You're just sending me notifications from my friend. So I was taking screenshots and sending it to Sam. And then the next day, I got another one that was like, hey, new in technology, Sam Kohl tweeted this. And I was like, motherfuckers, I haven't gotten one since. I never got one before, but it told me about Apple Track and Sam Kohl, both doing the same thing, the same person.
That's awesome. I feel very honored. Maybe Twitter, the algorithm is starting to like me. There is a Twitter algorithm for discovered content. I guess I never really think about it that way. But people will say all the time, like, personal friends in my life, I'll like their tweets. And then they'll be like, 40 people liked my tweet. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I didn't retweet it. They're like, yeah, it just shows up when you hit the like button. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. Well, at least
weird.
You showed up under technology. At least they categorized you as that, because for a while I was like beauty and fashion because of the eyebrows.
Wait, they really put you there?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was like beauty fashion influencers. John Prosser. That was my life.
Could you
for like a month.
imagine if it's like some girl looking for a makeup tutorial and she just comes across your like eyebrowless face?
Yeah, dude, think
She's like,
about that.
"Twitter,
Like
what have
that,
you
you know
done?"
how your notification showed up on my phone on like,
Yeah.
probably 1,000 girls' phones. New in beauty and fashion, John Prosser tweeted this, and it's just some dude without eyebrows.
Oh my God.
I'll
Well, they're
take it.
back. I mean, they're finally like fully back, it looks like.
I can say that I have actual eyebrows now. Yeah.
Yeah. Did
Just
we
in time to
start
shave them
this-
off again.
Are you gonna?
No, I didn't promise to shave
No.
off my eyebrows.
You didn't,
No.
yeah, no, you didn't promise. You should have. No, you shouldn't have. That seemed traumatic. Karina probably. I mean, how long did you got? Have you gotten to take the bag off your head now, or?
Yeah, I'm bagless now.
Okay.
It's cool. The bag was
That's
getting
good.
all gross anyway, so it's good.
Yeah, I was
timing.
gonna say all muggy. It's got little pieces of eyebrow that are falling off. Oh man.
We should probably do an ad, don't you think?
Well, John, I mean, if you're tanking from these leaks and you might be unemployed,
Yeah, we
mean-
should do an ad yesterday. So let's hurry up and do
Yeah.
one.
and you're talking about the developers conference. Wow, did they book this week? They probably
I
did
feel
do
like it was on
intentionally.
purpose. Yeah.
It's WWDC week. Developer stuff is on the mind. Hey, there's never been a better time to become a programmer, guys. And Codecademy helps you
Not
take
never.
the steps you need to get started.
So what I really like about Codecademy is like, with no knowledge of coding at all, you like yesterday, you were just eating McDonald's and that was like your hobby. That was like your biggest hobby, like me.
Mhm.
You could just go to Codecademy and start learning how to develop right from scratch with no previous knowledge, nothing like that. Dude, we live in a crazy time. We live in an
Yep.
absolutely crazy time where, before you had to go to college and it was like this whole process. You had to leave the house. None of that stuff anymore.
Now you can just sign up and go to Codecademy and get started because it's really great. Listen, me and John have both used it. We've tried Codecademy and it's literally like log on and start learning, which is, I know, like the way John and I are very hands-on people. We don't
I
like
thought
to
you were
like
going to say
sit in
John
a
and I are very
classroom.
handsome.
Oh, we are both very well. I mean, listen, that'll be for the after show, after dark.
Right.
But listen, there's some really cool stuff with Codecademy that you're not going to find anywhere else. Like you can get qualified for in-demand jobs in as little as 2 months. You get to learn at your own pace and your own level, so you're not going to be pushed too hard or pushed too little. Like you can push yourself as much as you need to, and you get to choose what you learn. So it's like, do you want to build websites? Do you want to analyze data? That's all things that
Right.
you get to pick on your own journey here.
And again,
they're
your
gonna give you
experience
feedback as
level
well.
doesn't matter. You can start from
Yeah, you-
scratch. You don't have to know anything. You can start with Codecademy like right after. Wait till this episode's over, obviously, but you can start right
Yeah.
after, and you're good to go. You can learn coding languages including Python, HTML, CSS, SQL, JavaScript, and more. And even if you're not exactly sure which one of those you want to pick, which is understandable, you just want to get started, they can actually help you and steer you in the right direction just based off of your interests. Their interactive platform helps you learn by just actually doing, which is what we always talk about. Just like anything that you want to start to do or learn to do in your life,
Yeah.
Sam and I think it was just in the last episode, we were like, you just got to start, you just got to do it.
It's the best. It's the best way to learn. Hey, listen, you guys can join Codecademy right now when you go to codecademy.com. That's codecademy.com and use code GENIUSBAR for 15% off Codecademy Pro, which is a great way to get started. Gives you the tools you need and allows you to take that next step in your career, in your hobby, something new that you might want to try. I know I coded a little bit back in the day, not a lot, but I dabbled with it. And it was cool to kind of rekindle. I was like, oh, I kind of remember why I like this.
Yeah,
and
it
the reason I
starts to click
stopped is because
again.
it became so hard. And
Right.
then you're like, oh yeah, because I know you did as well. And it's like, oh, I remember some of this HTML, CSS stuff. I can actually
Right.
change this because of my website. It's cool. It's cool.
Right. So
Anyway,
join the
guys,
millions
that's-
right now. Join the millions of people learning with Codecademy right now. Again, 15% off your Codecademy Pro membership. Just go to codecademy.com and use the promo code GeniusBar. It's that easy. And of course, huge thanks to Codecademy for supporting this episode of Le Genius Bar. We have to say it
Hey,
that
Genius
fancy now.
Bar. Thank you, Codecademy. All right.
So I do.
So John.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, so John.
Oh, that's it?
This is a
So
beefy
John.
episode. I was
Yeah.
hyping it up to you. I tweeted at you. I was just like, man, I feel like we've got a lot to talk about.
So I I expected yesterday. I'm really glad we didn't record yesterday because I was super bummed out yesterday. And Karina was like, "Oh, you're gonna be good. You're gonna be good. It's gonna be okay." And I was just like, this is just how I am. If something bad happens, I just need a day to process and just like chill and not think about it. And then the next day I'll be good. Today I'm much better, but yesterday was just like it. Again, I had been wrong before, so it's whatever. But this was just like. The other plans of launching frontpagetech.com today, and a lot of work went behind that. And, Karina has put a lot of work into that. So I felt like, my fuck up affected that. And it sucked. But
no, I feel that.
And it didn't help. Oh my God. The fucking internet, dude, is rough. Like all the replies. And yesterday was just like group harass John Prosser day. So I didn't look at it was one of those days where you just don't look at Twitter because you already it already sucks enough, and then Twitter makes it 1,000 times worse because all of them have perfect track record with their leaking history, but it was just like there were some journalists too that were just like sort of quote retweeting and being like, "Oh, LOL, just retweeting this for history's sake," like. Which is fine, but I don't see you doing that stuff when the leaks are correct. I don't see you being a smart ass then. Not to mention, I haven't seen any of you fucking put your name on the line for anything ever, but it's hilarious now. It's just like, everyone everyone can take their anger out. It's fine if you sold your MacBook, fucking idiot. That's fine.
Everybody's a critic.
Yeah.
But I mean, here's the thing. I feel bad that I tweeted at you because I could tell.
No,
you were
you're
bummed.
fine.
I tweeted at you. It got 1,000 likes. Like most of my tweets don't break a few hundred likes, and that tweet to Johnny got 1,000, like 1,100 likes. It
Again,
almost
the voice of the
ratioed
voiceless.
your original tweet, and it was just crazy. Because obviously we all wanted to see it, but I also did see a lot of just like. I'm sure Mark Gurman was somewhere in there going,
dude, he tweeted like, I'm getting so many questions about MacBook Pros. Did anyone reputable say that? It's just like, everyone is so fucking salty when I'm wrong. Everyone is so salty.
I don't know. There is this like residual hatred that I'm just like, hey, you got it wrong. I mean, to me, I'm just like, it either came out or it didn't. It doesn't matter who said it. Like, I didn't sell I am going to sell my 16-inch just because I hate it and I'm going to get rid of it.
Yeah, everyone that sold their MacBook, be happy because you're not that far away from MacBook Pro, so now you have the money to buy one. It's not a big deal.
Exactly. And the resale value is going to be better that you sold it early rather than after the new one's announced. That's just a fact. So you should actually be thanking John Prosser.
Yeah, thank me.
God. This is why... I feel like Reddit looks at me and they're like, this dude has no credibility. I'm just like, hey, let's keep jerking John Prosser off today. He's a great guy. Great guy.
Yeah, I'm basically just like, I'm collectively taking you down with me.
Hey, I'm supporting you as a friend.
No, it's fine. You shouldn't. Please go ahead and please Reddit. Give them what they want. Give them a clip that they want.
No. I'm supporting you as a friend.
I guess this teaches us a very important lesson that I didn't know previously. I think Wedbush and other agencies or investor agencies are just repeating what I'm saying.
That is possible.
And now I took the whole ship down. It's just like at first I was like, Daniel Ives, he probably has his own sources and he's just he's also heard the same thing. Fine. But I think he's just watching Front Page Tech, and I think JP Morgan also, said that a MacBook Pro was coming. So I feel like they're just like analyzing rumors from the internet and then making it an investor's note, and then it goes out and it all just leads back to me. Unfortunately for them.
All roads lead back to John Prosser, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, so what do I do? Because I have some good exclusives coming up, and I don't know, like, do I wait? Do I just say fuck it for now and just like take a break for a couple weeks, or what? What do I do?
I mean, I don't know. I've never really been in that situation. I had one thing that I like tried to leak, and then I was just like, it was one of those things where you just get greedy, and like I had, somebody tell me something, and then I was just like, I just really want to post about it because it'd be so satisfying, and bad call. It was when he was back in October. Somebody told me there was going to be something happening on a Tuesday that I still talk to.
Was it right?
No, it was wrong. It was wrong. There's just nothing really happened.
Oh, had you posted it?
I tweeted about it. Yeah, I did. I'm also glad that dude that told me the Pro display, the consumer display is coming at WWDC. I'm glad I didn't publicize that.
Yeah.
Because that was just BS. Again, you really can't believe anybody. But the thing is that I saw the messages that you had gotten. It was real. Like there was a briefing happening.
And a briefing did in fact happen.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like the only lesson for you could just be to tweet as close to what you got, right? Because if you would have said there's going to be a MacBook briefing happening, you'd be right. But
yeah,
but
I mean, the public wouldn't know that.
No.
There's no way to like prove that to the public.
That's true. Yeah.
I fucked up by using the word confirmed is what I did. That was the worst word I could have used. I should have just said I also believe MacBook Pro is coming.
It's a good word. Yeah. And it was weird that Gurman didn't say anything about it because I was also like, no, this is 100% going to happen. 100%. Didn't happen. I mean, I don't know. It depends.
Well, I mean,
what
he
you
also
do.
didn't think iMac was happening at the April event, and that happened.
And that was on. Exactly. He didn't say anything about the iMac really coming. I mean, he kind of hinted.
He said
at it.
He said if it came, it would be a big surprise for him.
Yeah. It was just like, I mean, you guys leak in very different ways. You leak in a different way than people, and
yeah.
I mean, the thing is, you were partially right about something MacBook related happening. It's just that the choice of words was wrong. That there was something MacBook happening. It's just it's one of those things where you got to cut yourself some slack because you're a human being. You're not this God or
I'm
like
a human
this infallible.
being.
You are a human being, and sometimes you get put in the pot a little too long. You get cooked up a little bit. And then Twitter just fries you, they stick you in the fryer and you're like, refried beans. I didn't ask for that.
Dude, it's so interesting. Like people were like, not only were they shitting on me for, getting the leak wrong, but they were just making shit up. Like there was one guy that was like, wow, I should have blocked him a long time. Like having a conversation, he was like, yeah, John Prosser, I blocked him because he was harassing me and all this other stuff and just like calling me names and roasting me and just being mean to me in front of everyone, like bullying me. Just said that. And somebody replied like, do you have proof of that? Do you have receipts? And I was like, because we interact with thousands of people all the time. I'm like, and this was last year, maybe. So I start searching like any interactions I have with this person, 0. Never talked to them, never saw any of their tweets before. And it's just interesting, like the John Prosser hate train is just, and then of course Reddit had their fun, but like, I mean, be upset with me for, getting a leak wrong. That's cool. But just making up stories about me is kind of just, is that cool. Really where we're at? Internet?
No,
is that really what we're doing?
I'm not into making up fake stories or promoting stuff. I'm into the truth, and the truth is you got it wrong and you got to own it up and move on, and whenever you want to start leaking again, it's up to you. Like, I mean, these other leaks are also more concrete than just like a tweet about, I can confirm this is coming. Like they're more image based and they are really impressive and they are really exciting. It does suck. I mean, you could just give them to me if you don't want to leak. I'm like, I'll just
I should. Or I should like, you remember my fake Apple leak account?
Yeah.
I should make another account that leaks stuff and see how people cover it and react to the leaks and believe them when John Prosser's name is not attached to it. And then later on reveal it was me the whole time.
Or just, start like a fresh Twitter account that's just not.
Yeah.
But no, we've talked about it. Now they're going to know. You can't tell me your secrets,
No, it's fine.
Yeah,
now every new Apple leak account, everyone's going to be like, is that him?
Ian sent me a couple of the renders of the small size tablet.
Looks great though, doesn't it?
It looks good. I mean,
I sent you schematics, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks great.
It's good.
It does not match up with the Sonny Dixon leak we got last year.
No.
I think he tweeted like dummy units or something.
Yeah, and it just looked like the iPad Mini 5 and the 4 and the 3 and the 2.
Yeah. This, Gurman hasn't confirmed a radical redesign like this, but he said it's the first redesign in 6 years.
I think it's the redesign. It makes sense. Also, our boy King actually said a long time ago that the iPad Mini was going to be redesigned in the second half of this year.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I could show people the redesign. but I'm sitting on it and I'm just like, is it the right time to publish it or what? I don't know.
So when is FPT going to launch? Okay, so we haven't talked much about FPT. So frontpagestack.com.
The website, yeah. I mean, it's ready. It was prepped and ready to go for today. Today was supposed to be the official launch with the exclusive, but just felt like it would be kind of silly to publish it today or launch it today. And so I didn't. But I mean, it's technically like the article about the redesign and everything is ready to go. I could just hit the button. Like I could hit the button right now and it could be live and it's ready. It was just a matter of, would it be completely ridiculous and stupid to launch it today, the day after yesterday? Yeah.
I see where you're coming from because, there's going to be a few people that probably won't take it as seriously just because. But it's tough because I know you also want to get it out there and you got a job like anybody else. You want to get some views and you should have done just like a little dub recap or something fun.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to launch with like the whole point of why I made the website in the first place. I'm not trying to be Apple Track or 9 to 5 Mac or anything like that. So, and plus it's hard, dude. I don't know how the fuck you do it. You put out 3 videos yesterday and a bunch of articles and just like, all right, I'm just going to sulk.
Oh, poor John. He just sent me a GIF yesterday of the bear going like this.
Yeah,
when it got wrong.
You texted me like, sad. How are you? I mean, I think I have it. It was.
Dude, I felt for you, man.
It was Kermit the Frog. Where is it?
Yeah, Kermit sulking. It was.
You texted me and said, "How are you?" And I sent back this. just Kermit just sitting there sad.
When you went, when you tweeted, sorry, I just got a text message that distracted me for a sec. When you published that MacBook Pro leak, what was your level of confidence?
Very, very high. Very high. Not shaved my eyebrows high, but I mean high enough to use the word confirmed. And then I tweeted, was like, I mean, I had to get in front of the jokes. I had to joke about myself. I was like, I can also confirm that there was no MacBook Pro today. And then,
no, that was the perfect response. Because you owned it. Like the worst thing someone can do is not say anything. Because then you're just like, oh, come on. Like you know that they saw. Honestly, you handled that the best you could. I also really respect you just like going off Twitter. Because there's so many times where I feel like I should be doing that. Or just like
not
a couple weekends back. Yeah, just like not that I get like a lot of hate or anything, but I mean,
how could anyone hate
as much of, dude? I think I saw a comment the other day. It doesn't matter. It's one person. There's gonna be people that like and dislike you. And somebody asked me that I was just talking to on Discord the other day. They were like, how, I'm not like a YouTuber, but I've thought about like maybe getting into Twitch. So like, how do you deal with the comments?
Dude, I just want to, your video looks like it's being filmed by a calculator.
Oh my God.
It looks so bad. Can you see how bad it looks?
Hello, this is Sam from 2045. We here at Apple never received the M1X MacBook Pro, so we have downgraded to the M0. Thanks to John Prosser ruining the industry. My name is Reddit user 4503. Sam Kohl also sucks. Goodbye.
Yeah. The Sam's Kohl connection looks like ass. It looks like
what
somebody's
is going
on?
Wait,
can you refresh and then come back in?
I'm just gonna. Am I back? Is it any better?
Yeah, you're back, and it looks like shit. Aren't you glad we have a fiber connection? Both,
dude. It's because we were talking about this before the show. Like AT&T sent me this like Wi-Fi router combo, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna turn off the built-in router and use my own. And they're doing something with the speeds because it's like coming through hardwired.
Oh, it's getting better. It's coming back. It's coming back.
Oh, we're back. We're back,
coming
baby. Let's go.
It still looks like shit, but it's coming back. It looks like less shit.
I gotta work out, dude. I haven't been doing anything but cardio lately. I gotta get back lifting or something.
Okay, you're back.
Or not.
Or not.
Yeah.
You're back. Okay,
we
back.
were
AT&T not a sponsor, by the way. Definitely not. Fuck them.
The internet's pretty good when it's good, though.
Nah. You can't connect to it.
I mean, hey, I'm not AT&T, if you're listening to this, I do like you, and I am not hating.
No,
This is not for me. All right, so WWDC, let's jump into the actual event. This is a news show, John. People are here.
Yeah,
Why do I
we
feel
gotta
like
talk
there's a
about
hair
Dub
in
Dub.
my eye, dude?
Is
There's
there?
a hair in my damn eye.
Real quick, we should talk about WWDC, but first we should talk about Policy Genius, second sponsor of the day. Do you love how I'm responsible for making sure we do the ad reads?
No, that's what I was going to do earlier. When I saw that text, I was like just about to say, hey, John, you were so down yesterday. I was like, maybe you need Policy Genius.
This works out because
the transition got lost.
Apple announced the legacy contact stuff. Like after you die, you can have, Apple will basically help give your information to whoever you chose to give the information to.
Mm-hmm.
This is like that, but for serious life stuff, not like your Facebook login or anything like that. Policy Genius is like for real life grown up stuff, everybody.
Yes. Guys, it's summer. You know what that means?
What does it mean, Sam?
It means it's time to save on life insurance, John. I thought that thought starter was going somewhere else. Hey, it means you're going to have a bigger budget for summer things like pool floats and hard seltzers.
You got to make sure your hard seltzer budget is up there.
No. Listen, guys. Policy Genius makes it easy to compare your quotes from a dozen top insurers all in one place. And this is the great part, because I don't know if you've ever tried to look, this is actually us being serious. If you ever tried to look for insurance, it's very hard. Like when I try to find car insurance, very, very challenging.
Mm-hmm.
This is that for life insurance. So you can save 50% or more on life insurance by comparing your quotes, and save $1,300 or more a year, per year, actually, on life insurance by using Policy Genius to compare the policies.
And like real life note, adult note here, because Sam and I mention this every time we bring up Policy Genius on the show. Other than just making your life easier, right, by helping you compare life insurance policies and making sure that you actually end up with a policy that you're happy with and can afford, just having one in general is so important, because there's been so many times in life, and even in my life, where someone passes and they didn't use Policy Genius, they didn't use anything, and so then the family is sort of just stuck with the payments of making sure you're taken care of, like immediately, like something happens with your body and adult stuff is taken care of there, without just leaving it all on your family to financially take care of it. Because I mean, they already lost you to begin with. They're already struggling as it is. The last thing they need to do is, deal with that emotionally, and then also have the burden of dealing with it financially, because you didn't set up anyone for success after that happens, and the burden is completely on the family. So this is very, very important that you take care of it probably sooner than you think you need to, because accidents, things happen all the time. And so not only is it just important for you to do in your life, Policy Genius makes it super, super helpful, easy, affordable. Again, save up to 50% or more on life insurance quotes. And also, the licensed experts at Policy Genius will actually work with you individually, not the insurance company, so you can trust them that they're on your side. Getting started is easy. First, go ahead and head to policygenius.com, and then in minutes you can figure out what coverage you need, and sort of just be out the door from there. So when you're ready to apply, go to policygenius.com, and then that's basically it. We'll leave links down in the show notes, as well as the YouTube description, because we leave the links there so you don't have to remember this stuff.
Yeah, guys, policygenius.com. Get ready for life before it strikes. Be prepared. It's always good. Thanks, Policy Genius, for sponsoring this episode of the Genius Bar. Do we say the Genius Bar or Genius Bar?
I think we just say Genius Bar. I think the Genius Bar is like really close to that other thing that Apple does.
Yeah. What? Could you imagine? What if Apple just wanted to take us down, and they filed some industry in podcasting called the Genius Bar, and they trademarked it and then took our show down? Why did I just put that out in the universe?
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the next story.
If we don't come back next week, you know why.
Yeah. All right, John. So WWDC took, place. People come to us for the news. They're here for our spicy takes. They're here for the opinions.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they already got that we're underwhelmed. But
yeah, because we didn't start the show going, oh my God.
Yeah. Okay, so let's break it down. iOS 15 was first. iPhone OS. Finally happened this year. That leak was correct.
So let me just pull up Apple Track and just like look at what happened in iOS 15.
Yeah, we have a website for that.
If it's soon to be frontpagetech.com. Listen, iOS 15, it felt very focused to me. Like I feel like Apple killed all the features that they did. And they also brought things back like the date and time picker, the little magnifying glass. Like there was a lot of quality and life improvements. I mean, the FaceTime stuff is incredible. Like, did you see that you're going to be able to share movies and TV shows?
Dude, that is so
FaceTime?
Cool. So cool.
Like I said, this is a joke in my video, but like I actually think that would have saved my relationship because Netflix Party was garbage, Discord was too slow, and like long distance. I mean, you were a year late, Apple.
Yeah,
you're a year late. You're the reason that my girlfriend and I broke up. Okay,
they owe you at this point.
It's you, Tim. It's you, Tim.
But no, that's amazing. Really cool. That's really cool. A year late though, because pandemic. That would have been great. At peak pandemic last year.
I know. Right. And it's like you couldn't have baked these in. You couldn't have squeezed. Yeah. Like I would have rather had that again at iOS 14 would have been incredible. I was disappointed at the messages stuff. We barely got anything for the messages.
Yeah. And they were that was what was being teased, and
yeah.
I mean, all the Apple employees changed even on the employees page on the Apple's website, on Twitter, they all changed their profile pictures. To their emojis with iMessage reflections in their glasses, and even like a lot of the promo images for DubDub itself was like teasing iMessage features. We heard from Gurman that there was a big iOS update for messages specifically. Didn't really. I mean, we got updates, but they made it sound like it was going to be crazy.
No, I totally agree. I mean, the FaceTime stuff was crazy. Like that, I mean, there's so many new features baked into FaceTime. With sharing music, sharing your screen, getting a grid view, being able to, there was something else. Oh, spatial audio in FaceTime. Like there was a lot of big updates in FaceTime, flipping your camera. So that one made sense. Messages was a bit underwhelming. I mean, there was some like a couple UI updates, pick collages and stacks.
Yeah.
That's about it. I mean, it's nice. Sure, like there are improvements, but definitely not like the overhaul I was hoping for. I want to see unsending messages. We want to see backgrounds in conversations, sort of like a WhatsApp. That would be fun.
Do we though? It makes it look so bad in my opinion.
I mean, listen, I don't think it looks great, but I think it would be fun as an option. I
What
think
about
a lot of like especially international users would love it because it seems to be very popular in like WhatsApp.
The privacy stuff was cool. Got its own little section at WWDC.
Well, you want to talk a little bit about, I don't know if you saw these tweets. I saw you tagged in one of these.
What was it?
John Prosser and Sam Kohl need to find new sponsor now because Apple made it. Apple made security. It's not a VPN. And there's a reason Apple didn't call it a VPN. It's very limited. Like basically what they're doing, I was actually on the phone with our friends at WeVPN today, and we were talking about it because I also, I was like, what's going on? And they explained it better than Apple did and better than I could find. It's essentially just double encryption. It's being sent from an Apple server to a Cloudflare server, but neither Apple or Cloudflare can communicate, so it's like double encrypted. But that means it's not as fast as like a consumer or enterprise level VPN.
Right.
And the fact that it just doesn't work in any censorship oriented country, like in China was like, hell no, you're not allowed to do that here. Apple didn't even try to push the feature there. You're going to not be able to unblock Netflix or do anything that you can with a VPN. I mean, sure, it will be similar. Like if you just care about private and anonymity, sure, that would be a good use for it. But there's a reason they didn't call it a VPN. And that's because it doesn't do what a VPN does.
Right.
Like it's okay, but it's like you still can't watch the shows that you want to watch.
Yeah.
You might not get as fast as speeds as a normal VPN. And like this is also like a side project for Apple. You're not going to get updates at the rate of like a WeVPN.
Right.
Well, especially WeVPN because they update the app like 3 times a week with new features. But I saw a lot of people that were just like, Apple made VPN finally.
Yeah, it's a funny tweet, but yeah, when you really look into it, it's not how you think it is.
Yeah. So I wanted to bring that up because that was something I didn't understand because I was also just like, oh, yes, it's a VPN. But I mean, it's including the iCloud Plus stuff. That was
odd. Yeah.
Did it feel rushed to you? Because it felt like 4 minuscule footnotes.
Yeah, it feels like they came up with the idea last week. That's what it feels like.
That's exactly like it feels like somebody was like,
this feels like a response to the anti-competitive stuff.
Mm-hmm. And Google came out with like apparently a VPN option recently.
Mhm.
So apparently Apple is trying to compete there as well, which makes sense from a business perspective. You don't want to be seen left in the dust or behind. But yeah, it's like change your email address. I mean, it's just iCloud as it is now. If you pay for a subscription, it's the exact same thing.
Right.
It just felt very, very rushed. Was there anything else? I mean, the map stuff in iOS 15 caught
That
my
was
attention.
cool.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Like
About time.
I would say fundamentally, it's better than Google Maps at this point.
I mean, I already felt
there
that
was
way,
a long period. Me too. I was saying Google Maps was the move until probably 3 years ago.
Remember
I feel like
when
they
Apple
started to step
Maps
it up
was
in like
like
2017.
brand new and was the worst? Like for a good year or two, it was awful.
iOS 6, yeah, the icon literally showed you driving off the highway. That's still my favorite thing about the Maps app because it was so bad. And then they really seem to have invested. Like, a lot of companies when they'll flop and it's just a meme. Like I don't know many people. There's those few people that are like, I don't know if you know these type of people, they're like kind of into tech, but not. And they'll still be like, oh, I don't touch Apple Maps. I don't touch Apple Maps. I'm like a Google Maps guy. And I'm like, but have you really paid attention? Like, it's not like it's just the same.
Right.
Like, was there a time that Apple Maps took me to the wrong place? Yes, there was a time when the maps were that bad. I can't recall a time in the past 4 years where Apple Maps has taken me to a bad location as far as like wrong or incorrect or caused me to be late or something. The mapping is great. And then these new 3D visuals, the new nighttime mode.
Yeah, for select cities.
Oh,
that looks good.
The AR walking directions, dude.
Yeah.
You could take your phone and it'll show you which way to go, like when you get off the subway.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's really cool.
Other than that, we had iPadOS, which was a disappointment is not the word. It's just like
no, a failure. I would say a failure.
I mean,
It was an absolute failure.
What comes of the M1 iPad Pro now?
First of all, for the record, we said this was going to happen. And there were so many people that were like, just you wait. Apple big brain. Apple gonna gigabrain this iPad. There's a reason they put the M1. It's like, no, dude, there was no plan. It's clear to me now that M1 was put in there due to a chip shortage. I am fairly confident that the reason is they had a gazillion M1 chips made, and they're like,
and it's still delayed. The iPad Pro is still delayed.
Yeah, because they would have had
what
to
a
create
worthless.
an entirely.
I'm extra mad about it now. Like I'm getting re-mad because it was already like, okay, this is fucking this. What did you say last week? It's fucked.
Yeah,
it's fucked. But there was always that. But what if next month? What if? And now that's out the window.
No, it's so annoying. And John, I did the thing that you tell people never to do, which is what I'm going to tell people to never do, which is never buy a hardware based on the promise of software.
Yeah.
Guess who kept? So I made the decision.
Oh, I'm
keeping the 12.9 inch M1 iPad Pro with the $400 smart keyboard. So I've got a $1,500 device that does the same thing as an $899 student MacBook Air.
Oh, but John, why do you always only buy the iPad Air? Why don't you get the best the money could buy? That's you. That was
Honestly,
you
you're
last
right.
week.
Honestly, you're right. 100%. I'm not even going to back down now. I'm not backing down.
Hey,
you're
but
right.
At least, the new widgets and stuff that you got, at least you can put new widgets on the home screen really fast with that M1 chip. It's 16 gigabytes of RAM.
It's going to be so fast. Do you know how many instances of the files out? I'm so upset, John. And everyone was like, wait, that's iPadOS? The same thing you did for the past 5 years with the iPad. Why are you gonna do the same thing you put see, you told me it was gonna be better, but then you didn't do better.
It's depressing. That's the word.
Sad.
The unboxed therapy word, depressing. iPadOS is depressing. They didn't give us it's like you don't normally, I mean, you build your expectations or whatever maybe based on leaks, maybe based on rumors. And when you get disappointed, it's your fault because those expectations were not made by Apple. They were made by you or a Twitter account that you follow. But in this case, yeah, the expectations were set by Apple by giving us 16 gigabytes of RAM, by giving us the M1 chip, making it look like they were gonna unlock some crazy possibilities with iPad Pro. And no, and like maybe next year, maybe the year after, but at that point, like it doesn't make it.
We're not going there.
I'm just saying, maybe they do it next year, maybe they do it the year after, but at that point, it wouldn't even matter. It wouldn't matter because they didn't put the M1 chip in next year. They didn't give it 16 gigs next year. They gave it this year and sold it to you. You can buy it.
Yep. Right now. If you can get one, because they're still out of stock. Here's the thing, John. They're never going to do it.
From what I know, as far as I understand, the third-party apps are still capped. No matter if you bought the 16 gigabyte model or not, they are capped at 5 gigs of RAM each. So you can't even use it.
No, that's it, John. Their strategy is cemented at this point. I have said for years that I don't think the iPad is a computer, and we've talked about this podcast like 100 times at this point. And you've made the point. You're like, no, like you can use the iPad as a computer, and you're right. You can use the iPad as a browsing device, but the iPad has never been, and I don't think will ever be, a device for content creation, because Apple had 3 years ago when they announced iPadOS. I think it was 2019. It was just 2 years ago, I believe. Yeah, it was iPadOS that year with iOS 13, and everybody said, "This is it. This is the split." External storage, you guys watch, mouse and keyboard, crazy stuff. I played into that as well. Next year, iPadOS 14 didn't really make anything. Oh, we got the M1 chip. Okay, iPadOS 15 is it. No, it would have been it if they wanted it to be. You're not going to convince me that, Apple's got some master plan. No.
Dude, I firmly believe
the iPad an iPad.
To this, I mean, still,
Period.
I firmly believe that an iPad for most people is a computer replacement. I strongly believe that, but I believed that last year. I believed that the year before. We hit peak iPad years ago, and we haven't. There's nothing like. They don't need to add anything to convince me that it can replace your machine for most people. Yeah, it can do that, but it has always been able to do that effectively. The issue is that they keep pushing it hardware-wise and offering nothing in the way of software, and it's just like. For why? Why are you doing this? Like, they're just trolling us at this point. And it makes it's got to cost more. It's got to cost more to create the iPad Pro to put 16 gigs of RAM in it. It's got to cost more to put an M1 chip in it for them to just make it. So how is it financially even worth it for them? Unless it's because of a chip shortage, like you mentioned, then maybe. But like,
no, I'm convinced.
It costs them more to manufacture it, and they're not actually doing anything with it to unlock any capabilities of the hardware that they are paying for, that they're making you pay for. And I don't understand. I am happy with my iPad Air. I will be happy with my next iPad Air. And I feel like most people, if you want an iPad Air is it. The entire Air, iPad experience you can get with that. And you're just like, I can't even say like, if you pay just a little bit more, you're going to get more with the iPad Pro, because you're not.
No, I don't understand the iPad Pro as a product anymore. And like, I enjoy the 12.9-inch display. It's the first year that I've ever kept it. At the same time, it's just, I am convinced that this was done out of necessity. I do not believe that there was a road plan long-term for this to have M1. Because think about it, John. They would have had to create an entirely new production line separate from the M1. It would have been the A14X, because they're not going to put the same chip in the iPad Pro as the iPad Air. That wouldn't make any sense. Why would it be Pro? They said, we have the M1. Why don't we just put M1 inside? And then everybody's like, oh, wait, we do have like the production lines ready and rearing to go. We have tons of these computers selling because the M1 computer is great. But now we're just into this weird spot. Like ever since I've seen that, it just feels weird. And maybe it has been a long-term plan. Maybe I'm bluffing here. But the fact that nothing whatsoever, like not even a single feature was announced that is M1 iPad exclusive, tells me that something's up. Or more importantly, I think it tells me that there is no plan, and that Apple is thinking very short term for this iPad, because for every other product, it seems like they've nailed this roadmap and this vision.
Uh-huh.
Yet every single year, they've disappointed me with iPadOS. It's like, how hard is it to put Final Cut on this thing? How hard is it to make a proper desktop for people that want it? And I think that's the key is not enough people either A, want it, or not enough engineers at Apple care. And they say, well, this is the Mac. Because then Apple has that argument where the iPad and the Mac, they even did that big thing at WWDC last year. We are not combining the iPad and the Mac. These are two different things. It's clear that they aren't, because the iPad would be a lot better if they did. But they're not making iPadOS better either. It's just like, it's a little bit better. But
it's crazy how
honestly,
we can go from the April event that was like so great, and then and then
to this.
I mean, I feel like people get disappointed because it's, they're like, oh, I wanted hardware, and this was just a software only event, which is usually what WW is. And that's not even the part. I'm disappointed in the software side because it doesn't actually enable anything. I mean, you remember that leak like throughout last week that was like, oh, you're going to be able to multitask 3 different windows on your iPad. That didn't happen.
Oh yeah.
Only
that was
2.
a fake leak from that leak popped up last year.
Did it? Still, only 2. You can do it real fast though.
I mean, did they improve? I mean, I guess the best analogy for iPadOS right now is like a cancer patient who like just keeps getting an extension on like how long they have to live. And it's like, yeah, like they're not like doing great, but it's like they're doing okay. We're keeping them stable. We're keeping them comfortable. And that's what Apple has done, is kept the iPad comfortable. Like no one that gets an iPad is like, this is a bad machine. But to call it a pro device doesn't make any sense. The iPad Pro is not a pro device.
It does literally the same thing your iPad Air does.
Get the iPad Air. I just sold my green iPad Air that I had bought in October when it came out. And I got it and I forgot to return it because the window extended and I didn't use it because I already had the iPad Pro. And I'm like,
I wish we could cut from Sam yelling at me about, why would you get the iPad Air, not the Pro? Why would you not? Because the most money and you have the money to buy it. And then cut to, I sold my green iPad Air and I wish I had it and you should buy an iPad Air too.
I didn't say I wish I had it because the 120 hertz display still makes the Pro worth it. No, I do like the 12.9 inch size as well. I enjoy the 12.9 inch iPad. It's fun to watch videos on. I've noticed my MacBook usage has almost completely stopped. I've actually debated selling both of my MacBooks because I have a 16 inch and then a 13 inch M1, but I can't because I know I'm going to be traveling, and in the off case that I need to get some work done, there's one device to get work done on, and it's the Mac. And Apple's made it clear that it's going to continue to be the Mac. And listen, I love the Mac.
Yeah.
I just don't like that you debated us with the M1 chip.
What else?
And it's really disappointing.
We have watchOS 8, which has the mindfulness app for meditation.
I was going to say, I don't think I could name one feature from that.
Well, we had that leak, the Mind app. New mindfulness app for meditation and breathing. This is from appletrack.com, by the way. Sleep app now monitors sleeping, respiratory rate. Okay.
Woo! Love that.
Tai Chi and Pilates workouts added in fitness. Okay. Portrait mode, watch face shows portrait mode photos. Okay.
I wrote that one. I put the least work into this article, I'll be honest.
Photos app is redesigned for new mosaic layout and improved memories. Okay. Messages. Oh, yeah. We forgot to mention that for iOS 15. Photos is different. Messages composition improved with unified. Dude, 2 hours of this is what we went through yesterday.
I mean, did you see the big one is multiple timers? You can finally set multiple timers on the watch.
Welcome to the future.
I mean, I'll be honest. I had to change my shorts after that one. That was pretty.
Yeah,
that was pretty big for me.
So that was watchOS. What happened after watchOS?
I've said this in the video yesterday, and I stand by this. I think I'm still most excited by macOS 12.
Yeah,
I mean the wallpaper. You see,
Monterey. Dude, it looks good. The wallpaper back there looks really good. Yeah, I'm really glad that it's kind of the same as Big Sur. Because the wallpaper was really good for Big Sur.
Incredible. I love that they did the same design.
But that's how they roughly changed the wallpaper, kinda.
I mean, listen, the Mac stuff with the universal control is nutty. That you'll be able to go from your Mac desktop to your iPad desktop to a MacBook desktop at the same time. And drag it, not even AirDrop, John. We've ascended past AirDrop. You'll be able to take your mouse and take this photo on your iPad here, drag it onto your MacBook desktop, and then drag it from your MacBook desktop without unclicking to your iMac over here.
Yeah, that's wild.
Like, that's actually insane. Like, being able to like do B-roll research or stuff for a video on your MacBook and then just being able to drag it without having to airdrop. I mean, desktop to desktop, if it's not syncing, that was an issue I had yesterday. All the screenshots that I took on my iMac were not, or on my MacBook were not syncing to my iMac. And it was really annoying because I needed them. So I had to airdrop everything. And like, that's a case where I could have just taken my mouse, boop, in the WordPress UI. Like,
yeah,
that was really impressive. The live text stuff on all the operating systems, thought that was pretty cool too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
photos.
really cool. That's
actually like legitimately useful.
And from what they showed, it's pretty seamless.
Yeah. SharePlay as well. And the Airplay to Mac, I tried that, dude. It works like you're plugged in almost. I mean, there is just 10 milliseconds of latency, maybe 30 milliseconds of latency. It's phenomenal. If you haven't put a Mac that you have on the new beta, I'd recommend it. You can just Airplay from your phone to your iMac. It's so cool, man. Like, being able to show people content is
so. I mean, once again,
phenomenal.
Apple strikes with ecosystem usability. That's great.
Yeah.
I'm still. It doesn't enable anything they're doing in hardware. I mean, they could have done this stuff with any of the hardware last year.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
And what? Okay, so I clocked out because obviously after Dub ended and there was no MacBook, I was like, man, fuck this, and I just like ran away and hid in the bed.
Oh no!
So I missed what even happened with the whole Apple Music thing. Well, what the fuck was that about?
So the dude who was in the Mac Rumors article is the person who found it, tweeted me on Friday night and goes, dude, this New Zealand station, when I was searching this, shows that there's going to be an Apple Music event. And I saw it and I was like, this seems like a mistake. So being a soon to be verified website, I was like, I'm not even going to post about this. Now I should have, probably, because it was on an Apple server. Like, I clicked on the link. It was a like applemusic.com and then /URL. Like, it was on Apple's server. So it wasn't fake. I saw it with my own eyes because I felt weird posting about it. I was like, you know, I got to make sure anytime somebody calls an event, you got to make sure they have some track record before you're just posting. And sure enough, it was real. I saw it. And then Mac Rumors 9to5 Mac picked it up. And like, the guy had found it. The guy found it early. And then it got taken down. And then it was gone.
And then it's
gone.
And
my only theory. Oh, I don't have a theory. Because it was even at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard. When does Apple do anything at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard?
After Dub
It was just, yeah. I mean, post Dub, nothing happened.
So
there was no Apple Music event. It looks like something they may have planned, or perhaps Apple was planning to never announce spatial audio and that until Dub at 12 p.m., but they rushed it out because of the antitrust trial, like you said.
Yeah. Fuck, man. I don't know. This is rare, but it was just a very confusing year for WWDC all around. I mean, the event was amazing, like the transitions, everything. Of course, as usual, well done event, but I'll
say the worst of the 5
I'm grossly disappointed.
I think by far the best one was the April event. Of any digital event they did, I think the
so
April
good,
event was
dude.
the best.
It was so good.
With the transitions and the animations and also the content. I think the second best, they went all out for the iPhone event with like the nighttime Apple. And then the April event, just like the production was the best. But everybody had said like September event was horrible. Honestly, this WWDC was the least impactful. Even last year's Dub.
Last year's Dub was great.
Better. That was the first digital event ever, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a big surprise that they pulled it off and that it was as good as it was. And there was a lot of really great software features introduced.
Widgets.
I mean, but this year
that was huge.
I don't know what happened. But you know what's not disappointing? Yeah. Our last sponsor of the day, stamps.com, everybody. It's like, I mean, we're out of the pandemic now. I mean, not completely, but things are improving. We're getting close. The finish line, you can almost see it.
Yeah.
But I still don't want to go outside. Like I still don't want to deal with the outside world and people. And that's where stamps.com comes in. Not just for people that don't like to go outside, but for people who just want to save a little bit of money and they want their life to be easier. You can save money on traditional costs that you usually get at the U.S. Postal Service as well as UPS. And you can do it all right from your computer. And we talk about this all the time. You know how Sam and I go with this. Not only do you get 66% off of your traditional UPS shipping rates, 40% off of the post office rates, but because of us, because you watch the show, you listen to this show, all you have to do is use the promo code GENIUS to get a special offer that will include a 4-week trial plus free postage and a free digital scale from stamps.com, all because you're friends with us. It doesn't get any better than that.
Dude, you did the whole read. I mean, you hit every point. You hit the fact that it's great to not have to go to the post office anymore. You hit the point that you get a free scale when you guys use code GENIUS at stamps.com. It's truly incredible because there's zero risk with the promo code. You're also getting the free 4-week trial. It goes right to your door. I was just looking at my Stamps package. They send you a little care package. It's so cute in the mail, that they had sent us the other day. And I was like, wow, stamps.com. This is a service that I trust. This is a service that I like. And it's a service that we would use anytime we need to send stuff because going to the post office is a hassle.
Yeah, it's always good when we get to promote a service that we would just use and we're not just doing it for the sake of an ad read. It's just to me, stamps.com is just a no-brainer just because of how much easier your life is because of it, the time it saves, the money that it saves, your free digital scale. It's just there's too many reasons why you should use it, and that's I think they're a perfect sponsor for this show. Again, all you need to do to take advantage of the offer is go to stamps.com. That's stamps.com. Go to the top of the homepage and type in GENIUS as your promo code, and that's pretty much it. Stamps.com. You don't ever got to go to the post office again.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I feel like you gotta do the accent at the end of every ad read. For
Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again.
Like the old
That'd be so fun to do
guy.
voice work. Have you ever wanted to do voice work? My wettest dream is if Apple was like, "Hey, we want you to voice the introducing iPhone video," and I could be that guy that was like, iPhone 13 Pro brings the best of the iPhone to the camera 4 times over. With 8 lenses, you get to see the best photo quality. Yeah, the aluminum finish makes you feel like such a badass, and it makes Johnny Ive happy.
People talk about your voice all the time. I feel like in the comments, they mention your raspy voice.
Do you like my voice? Would you approve?
I would listen to your show if you had a podcast. I would listen to it.
I listen to your show too.
Thanks. I would. To this day, dude, something happened. Has your voice ever changed due to YouTube?
You mean you have a different because there's a voice I feel like I use that's more casual for the podcast.
No,
versus,
I feel like my voice has something has physically changed about my voice. If after puberty occurred, if you somehow find the first few episodes of Front Page Tech, for the first couple of years, my voice was even more nasally, and people used to call me Kermit the Frog, and that was a running joke. And my voice, somehow, maybe because from talking so much and recording so much, has completely changed. It is not even close to the same that it was, say, 4 years ago.
I mean, I definitely just went through puberty. Did you see that retweet that somebody had at me? It was young me versus me now.
Oh, yeah, they did the same thing for me, yeah.
I noticed that.
Yours was wild. What year was that picture? I'll pull up the picture here in post. What year was that?
2014 is the young me. And
you're looking at young Sam right here. Let's zoom into his face. I guess if you're just listening to the show, you're missing out.
Hey guys. This is Sam here. That video, they actually went for a deep cut. That was from an ice bucket challenge video.
Wow. What year was that?
That I filmed with my friends. It was 2014. Wow. I was a sophomore, I believe, in high school.
Shit.
So I would have been 2014. I think I was 15 at the time. Dude, I kind of miss being young. It was so fun.
No, you're young now. We're both young. We're still young.
I know, but younger. Yeah.
Pretty soon as I get older, these disappointments from Apple are gonna hit harder.
Dude, what should we expect next, John? What's the next leak? Give it to me. I'm not a leaker. All of my sources just lie to me, and they'll say there's things coming that aren't. So I've just decided I'm done. I'm not playing.
You still got the MacBook Pro to look forward to, so there's that. Yay.
Yeah, if it comes this summer, we'll see. But overall, dub okay. Dub okay.
Is that what you're calling it? You okay with it? You okay with what occurred?
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with it.
I'm disappointed. Okay. I'm very disappointed.
Okay, you're disappointed. Overall, I'm okay with dub. I am specifically disappointed a little bit by watchOS, wholly by iPadOS. But like iOS 15, I'm satiated by. I think I used FaceTime today, and the person I was calling didn't have iOS 15, but I was like, these features are actually really, really nice. Like I said, it felt very focused. It felt like a smaller version of iOS 14. And some years you're gonna get that, and I'm fine with that. Like whenever Apple went too hard too many years in a row, we got those awful buggy releases, and everybody was upset. So I'm cool.
I think that's why it's so sad, is because they have gone balls to the wall so hard with hardware the last year. And but that's the whole story, especially with Apple, is not hardware.
That's a good point.
They had to follow it up with software, and they didn't do that.
That's a good point. I didn't actually think about it that way, but point taken. And I agree, because the hardware has been exceptional in the past year, and it doesn't really even feel like macOS Monterey even really fully takes advantage of M1 as much as it could.
Yeah.
Or some more innovative features.
This is your safe place, everybody. If you're watching on YouTube, those comments are open for everyone to complain and be disappointed. This is your safe place. No one's going to judge you. Go ahead and leave all your thoughts down there. And who knows? Maybe you read all the comments, right? I read all the comments on Genius Bar, even though people think we don't. Maybe we'll reply to some and share our sadness together.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like a little support group.
We'll look at this episode. John, I have a confession. I don't read a lot of comments.
You don't?
Do you read a lot of comments? I thought we've talked about this.
Yeah, I do not read comments on Front Page Tech because there's so many, but I do read comments on Genius Bar. I read every comment at the end of the week. I usually read them like when the day the episode goes out, and then towards the end of the week I'll check them again. And I usually read all the comments on Genius Bar. Fun fact.
Oh, that's nice. I read some of them, but I also just have realized reading the comments all the time isn't good, because our brains haven't evolved to handle that much feedback in a day. Of that many different people telling you stuff. So
I should have you log into my Twitter account currently.
Should I pull up some recent mentions from @John?
No, it's okay. Just leave it be. It's pretty rough.
Yeah.
Pretty rough.
We don't need to visit. It doesn't matter. It's done, John. It's over.
You want to cover anything else today?
Is there anything else that happened in the past week other than dub stuff? I feel like it was just last minute leaks. I always love making those last minute videos. They're so fun for some reason.
Are they?
There's
Too
so
bad
much
they
good
were all
energy.
fucking wrong.
Some of them were right. I mean, Home OS never happened because that was kind of its own thing. I
thought I heard it.
No, they never said it. They just said
that sucks.
So yeah, there was that. There
I'm
were a
looking at
couple
Apple
stories.
Track. We
Apple
covered
Track
everything.
got dark mode recently.
Apple Track, there's news. Yeah, Apple Track did get dark mode.
Yeah. I mean, basically,
the new Intel Mac, which we talked about a couple episodes ago. I said that there'll be one more Intel powered Mac. It'll be the Mac Pro, and it's going to be kind of crazy. We talked about that. That was sort of confirmed today.
Mac Pro
through
stuff.
An Xcode leak?
Yeah. Yeah, the Intel Mac Pro is still coming. Seeing that is what made me say, could we see an Apple event this summer?
Another one?
Yeah. But I just don't know what else. Because an event, they have never announced less than 4 things at an event. If you've noticed, it is always, even in the September event, it's we just got the watch and the iPad.
Watch.
We got new watch, Watch SE, iPad 8, and iPad Air, and Apple One, and Apple Fitness Plus. So it's there's always been more than 4. Now, I'm not saying hardware, but I'm saying 4 announcements. And this summer, the best I could come up with is new Mac Pro.
We still have AirPods
MacBook
3.
M1X and AirPods 3. I can't really think of something else that would warrant an event yet. I just don't. I don't know what else would be coming. iPhone's obviously in September.
Mm-hmm. I hope they don't do M1X through a press release. I hope they don't do that.
Yeah, I hope we get like an event for it. I mean, you think they would, because the MacBook Pro is also, I feel like it is their most defining computer. Like, I think when people think of Apple,
iMac,
they
MacBook
think
Pro
of the
usually,
MacBook
yeah.
Pro. So I don't know, but we'll see. I mean, what other products are coming this fall? We got the new watch.
This is so fucking sad.
I know,
the
we're just, like,
excitement has been
crying.
sucked out. This is.
We're just because we were
Are
expecting
we
so much
wrong?
from Dub.
Like, I haven't really looked at because I haven't been looking at Twitter. What's the sentiment? Like, are people
The
happy?
sentiment is very split this year, more so than I've ever seen. I've seen everything from iOS 15 is the biggest update of all time to iOS 15 is worthless and pointless. Why wasn't it just iOS 14.8 or whatever we're on now?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm disappointed.
I get it. Yeah, I get it. I'm very in the middle. There's some things that I really like. I definitely will tell you that I'm not like discovering a whole lot of new things. I feel like last year I could do like 2 or 3 hidden features videos. This year I have gotten 1 and I am about tapped out. I think that is what will be edited as soon as I gotta edit that video, dude. It's already 6 o'clock.
I'm gonna get this podcast. We're gonna post this tonight, right?
Yeah, we should get it out as soon as possible because people are just gonna be too far into their sadness if we wait.
Right.
Well, guys,
I believe that's
it.
Wow,
Podcast.
this is your safe place. This is the Dub support group here on Genius Bar this week.
Dude, I know. I mean, listen. Oh, the other thing, I just forgot. So we were saying like what products would come this summer, maybe?
There's an ice cream truck outside. Hang on.
Can we go get ice? Can you bring me ice cream?
Hang on, let's see if I can get this.
I love ice cream. Wait, that sounds amazing. I'm gonna sit back.
Can anybody hear this?
I just want you.
Hear that? I can't talk because it'll be very loud.
Okay. I can talk at full volume. That was really nice. That was a good way to like, it's like, oh wait, now we're back in reality and
welcome back.
Still kind of wasn't the greatest.
I had to crank the mic for that.
But that's good. You got it. I heard it.
A little bit of an ice cream truck. Everyone got a little surprised. You can't actually eat the ice cream, but the ice cream truck came by in this episode of Genius Bar. I have ice cream trucks here a lot.
Well, that's because you live probably around by like a bunch of other, like there's kids and stuff, I feel like, around where you live.
Yeah.
I just live in
it's
like a
right outside the door. I'm tempted
building.
to like run and go get it.
Yeah.
Dude,
I still haven't met that many people in my building.
Really?
No. Like,
are you like a little hermit crab?
I mean, not like intentionally, but yeah, I am. Like, I'm like, why have I met people? I'm like, oh, I just kind of am not putting myself out there. Not from like I don't think
like,
it's maybe some of it's from like a fear
am?
thing.
Peasants.
I am update. I have 1 verified account on Twitter and I'm working on the second. I am working on the second.
You're going to have both accounts verified before me.
We'll see. I'm assuming you submitted
Not yet. I was waiting until the website launched this week.
Oh, yeah, because they need to look at the website and the tweets. They want to see.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could submit just as the YouTube channel, but
I wouldn't risk it. I'd wait till you have the site because it's 30 days. So I have to wait 30 more days from like a week ago for Sam Kohl to get verified. Maybe again.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. It'll definitely
think,
happen this time.
I think I'm going to stay where I'm living. I don't know, man. Life is weird. When you just grow up, you're just like, everything is so much less concrete. And then you have Dub and you're just like, thought I was going to be making content about this for weeks, but now it's like days, maybe. Might be able to squeeze another video out.
I mean, you're putting one out like now, right?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the next event, dude. I need my next fix. Come on, Tim.
Well, we'll see. I mean, if I hear about another event, I will text you privately and exclusively, and I won't tweet it publicly. Like, hey, I'm hearing this, but I'm not going to say
I'll tweet it. Yeah. I'll tweet it.
And then you can do it.
Just give me all your leaks, John.
That's fine.
Change your business model.
I'll just give them all to you.
Anyway,
Apple
guys.
Track exclusive.
Thanks for listening to Genius Bar. Yeah, this wasn't as much of an upper as I thought it was going to be. Going in, I was like, we have so much to talk about. And then we actually talked about it.
But then you start talking about it, you're like, oh, this is really fucking sad.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Let us know what you guys think. Thanks for listening.
On a plus, the iMac webcam looks great in the daytime.
You're still using the iMac webcam?
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy. Looks good, though.
You want to... I'll show you my webcam right now.
Dog, you can't talk shit about my video quality at all. Your video quality took a shit all episode.
Oh, I'm sorry. What were you saying? I was just switching camera angles.
Go ahead. Do it again.
I don't think you can do it. Oh, hi. What? Oh, hey, what's up? Yeah.
What camera is that?
This is my iMac camera.
The new one?
No, this is the iMac Pro 2017
gotcha.
camera.
You should use the new iMac as your podcast machine. Oh no, it's a decoration in the back of your videos now.
I know. I want to, dude. But I have so many Macs. I have like 7 Macs right now. I'm actually, that's what I need to do. Oh, I need to do that before I edit. I need to return the iMac. Because I bought the spec'd out 27. I should switch back to my real camera. I bought the spec'd out one. It was $2,700. And then I was like, wait, I don't need this. I don't want this.
You're gonna return it?
I'm not ready.
But you're keeping your iPad. Yep, that makes sense. Fucking asshole.
I use the iPad more than the iMac. I promise it makes sense.
All right, that's it for this week, everyone. Go support our sponsors. Thanks for supporting us and our show, and thanks for listening, even on weeks like this where it's just very, very sad. We could be sad together.
Thank you guys. We love you. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for listening to Genius Bar. My camera quality's dying, so why don't we just go?
Time to leave.
I mean, look at wow. All right, I'm gonna have to do a networking upgrade tonight. Edit a video. Go to the Apple Store. Maybe get dinner with my cousin.
But hurry, it's getting worse. You
gotta
outrun the
Great
pixels.
talking to you as always, man.
All right, Sam.
See you guys later.
Later, guys.
Peace.